So, in terms of the path back, who should they be getting rid of, or what do you want to see less of, or more of?
More conservatives and less woke would be good for a start.
What does that mean?
All right, in this call, you're about to hear from someone who proudly identifies as anti-woke and has the confidence to call James O'Brien to share her views. At first, she seems convinced she knows exactly what's wrong with the Conservative Party. But soon her entire argument starts to crumble, and she ends up looking completely foolish. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Now, let's watch this call together, and I'll share my thoughts at the end.
This is in Chippenham. James, what would you like to say?
Well, you're saying about you'd like the people back that were culled from the party. In my opinion, and from what I've seen, there needs to be a lot more of a cull, to be perfectly honest, and get rid of some of the more liberal aspects in the party that are causing trouble. Okay,
like who or what?
Well, I'm obviously not going to mention names.
Why not?
But there's plenty. But it wouldn't be right there because I'm on about in the local Conservative Association.
What in Chippenham?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
There's plenty of people in there.
No, well, that would be a bit pointless, mentioning the names of people in the Chippenham Local Conservative Association. But what do we mean when we talk about liberal tendencies? What is the rot that you're identifying when you use that word?
Well, I think it stems back to when David Cameron was leader. He was picking candidates for the election and basically dictating to local constituencies, you will have this candidate. If you don't, I will impose an all-female shortlist on you. On your constituency, and basically picking candidates that just were standing just for the fact that they wanted to be an MP.
That's the main reason. That is the main reason for standing, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can't really pick someone who was going to pick to be a candidate for the Labour Party and then decides to be a candidate for the Conservative Party.
So you've got a big problem with Lee Anderson then, presumably.
Out of all of the people in the Conservative Party at the moment, he's the one that only talks Conservative.
But he's not in the Conservative Party at the moment.
Well,
and he used to be in the Labour Party. I don't know why. I just had an inkling you might like him, and yet he moved from the Labour Party to the Conservative Party to reform. So he's the living embodiment of everything that you've rung in to condemn.
Well, I think he would be. I don't think he's not leadership material. That's perfectly honest.
Well, that's a bit unfair on the fella. But anyway, let's park that for a moment and go back to this notion of liberal. You're not saying there's too many women in the Conservative Party, are you? Or are you? I mean, possibly you are.
No, definitely not. Because one of the most successful prime ministers we've ever had in this country was a female, and she was a Conservative.
That's right, Theresa May. That was a joke. That was a joke. So I don't know that David Cameron did introduce all women shortlists. If he did, it was only ever on.
He threatened to and had numerous.
Well, no, he said he was open to the idea of it, but insisted that it would always be voluntary. It's an odd. I mean, I think for people listening, it's an odd thing to pick if we're trying to work out how the Tory party.
No, I wasn't saying as in the problem is having all female shortlists. I was saying that you've got him acting like a dictator.
But he didn't. He didn't. He said it would. I mean, he said in the event of it happening, it would be voluntary. So, in terms of the path back, I mean, the parliamentary party, not the Chippenham constituency party. Who should they be getting rid of, or what do you want to see less of, or more of?
More conservatives and less woke would be good for a start.
What does that mean?
Well, you've just got people who are not. They don't have traditional conservative values.
Like what? Like what?
Go back to David Cameron, the gay marriage. That was, in my opinion, was designed as a wind-up membership, as it affected so many people.
I think David Cameron, in conjunction with the Liberal Democrats, of course, brought in equal marriage to wind up members of his own party.
He just liked to appeal to the Guardian newspaper and the BBC by bashing members of his own party constantly.
How is letting gay people get married bashing members of his own party? You know, there are gay people in the Conservative. I have a gay colleague who is married.
Yes, but
a gay Conservative colleague who is married, tried to get into Parliament at the last election, but the less we say about that, the better.
I think he just was doing things to trying to appeal to the Guardian newspaper and the BBC.
Right.
And
so equal marriage wasn't designed to appeal to gay people who wanted to get married. It was designed to appeal to the Guardian newspaper and the BBC? Okay, that's a thought. Can I ask you a trick question?
Go on then.
When did you last read the Guardian?
Never.
And yet here you are. Should we try one more thing that they could do in order what would we do? Repeal equal marriage? Tell the gays they can't get married anymore because it was all a big wind up by.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong in bringing it in, but I do think the majority of the reason he brought it in.
Yeah. So in terms of how they can restore their fortunes,
with everything going on in the country, there was far more things.
I know, but it's 2024 now, and we're looking at the road ahead. You sound a little bit obsessed with equal marriage, but maybe that's not fair. Let's end with this then. Let's end with your definition.
The point I'm getting at is
yes,
you can't distinguish anything between any of them anymore. There's no you can't distinguish between Tony Blair, David Cameron, Theresa May. They're all the same.
Yeah, they're just not, though, are they? I mean, on all sorts of things, all sorts of issues where there are huge differences.
That's probably why the Conservatives are losing votes. And at the last election, let's be honest, Labour did not get any more votes than they got less votes than they did under Jeremy Corbyn. So there was not a massive vote.
No, it's a loveless landslide. But I'm not hearing much about what the Conservatives could do differently, apart from women and gays.
No.
What else have you said?
Again,
what else have you said in this? What else have you said in the course of this call? What else have you talked about apart from women and gays?
Well, it's not conservative. It's not the Conservative Party is not conservative anymore.
Okay, and we'll end on this. When you use the word woke, what do you mean by that?
I think you know what it is already.
I've no idea. What do you mean? I've no idea. I've asked a million different people. I've never got a clear answer on it. What do you mean when you use that word?
Being anti-British.
How can it be anti-British? How can woke mean anti-British?
You just need to look at the sort of what's going on in schools nowadays.
What's that then?
Well, you know what it is, James.
I honestly don't. I know that when some people in public life shout woke, a lot of people shout how high. But what do you mean?
It's like on the other issue. You say that.
No, let's not change the subject. What's happening in schools that is woke?
You do this all the time, James.
I know, it's so annoying. I ask people to define the words that they use on the radio. So what do you mean by woke? What do you mean?
Snarling at foreigners.
What do you mean by woke?
Who snarled at foreigners, James?
What do you mean by woke?
What do I mean by woke?
Yes.
It's ultra-liberal nonsense.
For example?
Men can be women, women can be men.
Yes.
Telling people they can have 46 different genders. What's that all about?
So that's it then. It's the transgender conversation.
Well, I didn't say transgender.
So we've got the gays, we've got the women, and we've got the trans. You've done the hat trick, James.
Well,
it's 10:49.
All right. Let's break down what just happened, because this call is a perfect example of how the anti-woke argument completely falls apart under even the slightest bit of scrutiny. The caller begins with the usual empty complaints, claiming the Conservative Party has become too liberal and too woke. It's the same tired rhetoric we heard during the final days of the last Conservative government. Naturally, James O'Brien simply asks him to explain what he means, and that's where everything unravels. You see, the entire right-wing strategy in the UK depends on never actually defining the terms they throw around. The word woke holds power precisely because it's so vague. It's a phantom, a scare tactic. It's designed to create fear and outrage, but when you shine a light on it, there's absolutely nothing there. When the caller says, "You know what it is," that's the tell, a way to shift the burden of proof. It's a tactic that says, "I don't need to explain my criticism. You should already know why you're wrong." But James doesn't let him escape that trap. And when the caller is finally cornered, his real grievances come out, and they have nothing to do with economics, foreign policy, or healthcare. Instead, it's about women, gay people, and transgender people. That's the pattern. It's not an accident. It's the whole playbook. The term woke has been repackaged into a polite-sounding cover for old-fashioned prejudice, a way to attack minorities without saying it outright. And as Donald Trump has done in the U.S., The phrase has now been swapped for DEI, same tactic. Different label, but James forced the caller to say the quiet part out loud. And when he did, his entire argument collapsed. He was completely dismantled, exposed for exactly what his rhetoric was hiding. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.